It was 1:55 a.m. in the morning, and I was sitting at my desk staring at my laptop screen, scrolling without any real reason, just trying to kill time. The night felt endless, and I kept checking the clock, knowing I had just 3 hours left before I needed to start getting ready for work. I leaned back in my chair, cracked my neck, and for a second I thought about finally going to bed, but my mind wouldn't slow down. I had spent the last several hours jumping between social media apps, reading random Reddit posts halfway, scrolling through tweets without really caring, and watching video after video on YouTube. I wasn't learning anything or doing anything important. I was just stuck in that weird late-night trance where your brain is too tired to think, but too wired to rest. Eventually, I found myself going in circles, opening Facebook's homepage, then checking my inbox, then going back to the homepage again, over and over. Just as I reached for my drink, I took a big sip of Pepsi and immediately felt it trickle down my chin and onto my keyboard. I jerked back, annoyed, and quickly grabbed the sleeve of my hoodie to wipe it off before it got sticky. As I looked at the keyboard, I realized there were crumbs everywhere, probably from all the snacks I'd been eating throughout the night. I shook my head and mumbled to myself that I really needed to stop eating at my desk. But hey, I know I'm not the only one. Plenty of people do it. I brushed off the crumbs, looked at the screen, and saw that I had accidentally typed a bunch of random letters into the Google search bar while cleaning. I smiled a little, tired and half aware of what I was doing. For a moment, I thought about Googling my own name again. Yeah, I'd already done it twice that night. But then I figured I should probably try to get a little sleep. Even 2 or 3 hours was better than nothing. Just as I was about to shut the laptop, something weird popped up on my screen. In the corner, a small white box appeared with a red border around it, and inside it were blinking words that said, "This link will disappear in 60 seconds. Below that, a countdown had already started, 60, 59, 58. At first, I rolled my eyes. Probably some dumb internet ad or scam trying to get me to click on it, maybe steal my info, or ask for credit card details so they could offer a fake free iPhone or something. But then I kept watching the countdown, 40, 39, 38, and for some reason, I started feeling curious. I don't know why, but something about it made me wonder, what if it wasn't fake? What if it was something rare, something real? I moved my mouse over it but didn't click. My brain started racing. What if this was a virus? What if clicking it would destroy my laptop or get me in trouble? I even thought, what if it's something from the FBI trying to bait people? I actually started closing the laptop, ready to call it a night. But I couldn't shake that thought. What if it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing? What if no one else ever sees this again and I just missed it? That idea really got to me. I could already feel the regret building. I knew I wouldn't sleep unless I found out what it was. So I opened the screen again and saw the timer at 5, 4, 3, and at the very last second I clicked. A new tab opened up, and a video started loading. At first it was just dark. Then I saw a red blinking dot in the top corner and the word live right next to it. I leaned in closer, trying to understand what I was looking at. The video was dark and blurry, but I could just barely make out the shape of a person sitting in front of a camera. They weren't moving. I thought maybe it was a live stream. "Hello? Can you hear me?" I said out loud. My voice echoed through the speakers like when you're on a call and hear your own voice bouncing back. But the person didn't say anything. They didn't move. They just sat there, completely still. I waited, watching, not sure what to expect. Then, from the side of the screen, another figure appeared in the background. At first, it was standing still too, not moving. But after a few seconds, it started swaying side to side, slowly, almost like it was broken or glitching. It looked off, unnatural, like something wasn't right about the way it moved. The longer I watched, the more uncomfortable I felt. Suddenly, the figure froze. Its head started twitching slightly, just small movements at first, then faster and faster. The person in front still didn't react. It was like they couldn't see what was happening right behind them. I stared, confused and nervous. Was this a prank? A horror video? Or had I clicked into something I wasn't supposed to see? The twitching figure kept getting closer, step by step, slowly walking toward the one sitting in front of the camera. I could barely breathe. Then it suddenly crouched down and disappeared out of the frame. I leaned in, trying to get a better look, and just then, the person on the screen leaned forward too, like they were copying me. I froze. That's when I noticed the tiny green light glowing at the top of my screen. My webcam was on. I wiped the dust off the lens with my sleeve, and when I looked back at the screen, my heart dropped. The person I had been watching the entire time was me. That wasn't a stranger on the screen. It was me. I had been watching a live video of myself sitting there at my laptop, and the figure I saw in the background, whatever it was, had been standing behind me. Before I could even think, the screen went black. Gone. Just like that. My hands were shaking. I couldn't believe what I had just seen. That video wasn't a call, it was a recording of me in real time, which meant the thing behind me had been real too. I made two huge mistakes that night. First, I clicked that link. Second, I looked under the table.